Hello guys, and welcome back to the second episode of the F1 2017 career mode. In the last episode we were at Australia, where we got a really good result of 7th place. We only used 20% of our engine wear and 13% of our gearbox wear, which means we don't have to make any changes in this race. R&D, we have upgraded our powertrain when we got the general powertrain upgrade and the general chassis upgrade, which are going to be applied next race, and now we're going to try and get some more resource points to do another upgrade. The track acclimatization test, as you know from the previous episode, is where we have to go through the gates and get points. Really disappointing that first lap. I do manage to fail the first two, which is quite bad, meaning we wouldn't be able to get anywhere near the score requirement. And in the second lap now, we're going to do much better through this corner, braking a bit earlier. Still trying to carry enough speed through here to get the purple bonuses. These first three corners have been quite good, getting all purples through there, and purples in the fourth corner as well. We do make a few mistakes through that lap, meaning that we only get 360 points, which gives us the green objective, but not the purple objective, is what we're going for. Now we'll go through a full lap of this track, trying to brake a bit at the 50 mark on the first corner, trying to carry as much speed through here without wearing your tyres. If you feel your controller vibrating, then you're probably wearing your tyres too much. You're either turning too tightly while carrying too much speed, and also trying to hit all the apexes through that corner as well. Getting a good exit out of the fourth corner, try and get as much speed out of there, and a good hitting the apex on the sixth corner, which is, I don't do greatly there. I'd still manage to get the green objective. If you're in a fast car, you can go flat out through the seventh corner. I have to lift slightly in my Renault and try and carry as much speed through there as well without going too wide. Hitting the apex into the 9th and 10th corners, and then trying to go as wide as possible onto the 10th at the exit of the 10th corner, so you can carry as much speed as possible down the straight leading down to the 11th. Try not to drift like I did on the 12th, and not touch that curb through the 13th, as it slows you down quite a lot. And you need as much speed as possible down the long back straight in order to, with your DRS and slipstream and rich revs, overtake a car. Braking at about 125 mark, between 100 and 150. 100 if you're trying to outbrake someone, and try and go through gear 1 through that final corner, trying to carry as much speed as possible. That was a pretty bad example of the 15th and 16th corners. They were quite slow through there, but I managed to get enough points to complete my practice program and get 50 resource points. The fuel saving program, you seem to try and lift just a tiny bit before you would normally brake, which saves fuel. So here I lift quite a lot, and it gives me into the purple fuel zone, and I also still managed to carry enough time to get my target lap time back into the green. You only need to be at a green target lap time and a purple fuel. Carry as much speed through there, and at the end of the lap, lift off if you have any extra delta time to try and get your purple lap. The race strategy program will give you a good race strategy for the race. If you do it correctly, you can just do 3 consistent laps, which gives you 50 resource points, like I did there, and it also gives you a good race strategy for the way you drive a track. You can do it a couple more times, which will improve your race strategy, but I decided not to. And now the qualifying pace program is just raw speed, not caring about fuel efficiency or about tyres, just full raw speed through a lap to try and get the target time, which I do there. So far I got 200 resource points, but I couldn't do the tyre wear program on this track. That first corner really screws me over, as well as the last corner. We went out and practiced in practice 3, practiced in some wet conditions, as well as practiced entering the pits, which I did perfectly well. Now into qualifying, we're going to go and set our first lap and corner cutting that bit there, but it doesn't give me a corner cutting penalty, which is fine. Trying to carry as much speed through here, as it is qualifying, don't need to care about tyre wear. and I am 1.2 seconds up on my banker time that I did. Now coming through the final corner, I'm 1.5 seconds up on my banker time, and I'm going to go up into 4th place, but that I do fall back down the order down to 9th place, which still beats my teammate quite a bit. The Renaults tend to have not great raw speed, but in the race pace, we do have quite good race pace, so we end up overtaking cars throughout the race. I achieved both my goals of beating my teammate and finishing 10th or higher, and we are going to be doing this race strategy, except I decided to use 2 softs instead of 2 super softs, as I'm quite high wearing on my tyres. Now trying to get a good start off the line, which I do, but the other cars do start to pull inwards, meaning I can't overtake anyone through here, and I do have to lift off to avoid a collision, and other cars try to overtake me on the inside. My tyres are already 14% worn at the start because of my qualifying lap, meaning that I'm going to be struggling a bit. As you can see there, I do shake it a bit and it ends up colliding with Stroll. I got off the track and I also lose another place to Perez, so I'm back down where I started. But I do manage to outbrake them through that corner. Stroll's trying to keep it down on my inside through here, but he's going to not be able to risk it enough, as he could cause a collision, and that would be disastrous for both our races. Up into 8th place, and now I'm going to try and chase down Verstappen, who's being held up by Massa, and the Red Bulls don't have the greatest straight line speed. They're about equivalent to the Renault, but since I'll have rich revs and slipstream, I should be able to get past. Through this first lap here, I'm not going to get any DRS, but I am going to get a good run through this corner, meaning I stay very close to Verstappen. Rich revs and slipstream. I don't think he's actually using rich revs here, which is why I fly past him. And I'm also going to try and outbrake Massa into the final corner here. I found that the AI, I have an 88 on this race, do tend to brake slightly earlier than they need to, which means I can outbrake them into that corner, getting into 6th place, which is a very good result if we finish here. Now it's trying to chase down Ricciardo. He does have more raw pace than me, meaning that I can't chase him down, and now my tyres have worn down quite a lot. I'm going to have to go into the pits a lap earlier than predicted, which is why I changed to decide to pit on the soft tyres instead of the super soft tyres, as my super softs were wearing quite quickly. I am the first person to pit, which does mean that I'm not going to get held up in the pits, and I can try and use raw pace to maybe undercut people. Getting a good release out of the pits, 2.5 seconds, which is average pit stop. And we are now down into 19th place. Just Alonso is at the back because of how awful the McLaren straight line speed is. Now we're going to try and have to fight through the field once again, fighting Wehrlein. Here he does get a good run out of there, but is quite slow through that 10th corner, meaning I can go just down the inside of him. Now Magnussen getting slipstream, DRS, rich revs down the straight. I can overtake him quite easily as well. I have managed to do a really good braking into that final corner there. I mean, I catch up with Sainz and Van Dorn really quickly, go around the outside of Sainz, and DRS. Van Dorn has nothing against my DRS, slipstream and straight line speed of the Renault compared to the McLaren, and we fly past him. Now trying to overtake Ericsson, who's in 10th place at this current time due to other people's pit stops. He forces me right onto these curves, which slows me down quite a bit, and actually Van Dorn catches up to the rear of me, but I use rich revs once again and slipstream. I'm gonna try and get past Ericsson. I pull out the slipstream a little early, which means I start to reach my limit of speed, and it's about equivalent to the Ericsson limit of speed as well, but I managed to outbrake him into the final corner there. Now on lap 10, I'm starting to catch up to some other cars, but they have decided to pit, meaning that we are now in 5th place as another car pits. Trying to catch up Ricciardo, but he's done the one stop, which means he's about 10-15 seconds ahead. He's going to be 10-15 seconds ahead of me once I'm at a pit stop on the next lap here, lap 16. pulling in for another set of soft tyres. I wasn't really great with tyre wear, so I went for raw pace instead, which I did have quite a lot of at this weekend. We come out of the pits in 11th place, and meaning we are on our new soft tyres versus the old mediums that the other guys are on, including my teammate. I'm going to be able to quite easily catch up with Grosjean, Hulkenberg, Perez and Ocon quite quickly. It's just a matter of overtaking. Get a quite good run through the second corner there, pulling away. The Grosjean does get a better exit out of there, but I have so much more tyre than him to brake with that I'm much more confident through that corner as well, meaning I can overtake him quite easily. My teammate, I'm going to go on the straight using rich revs and the DRS that I get from him. It should be quite easy to overtake him, as well as him being my teammate. He probably won't fight too much. I go down the inside of him, and he just, as I say, he doesn't fight very much, just letting me through. Now I'm going to try and chase down Ocon, who also has quite slow speed on these medium tyres compared to me on my softs, and I go through there quite easily. But I have gone through there just before the straight, and the Force India has great straight line speed, so he's flying past me once again down the straight, but I do manage to outbrake him on my newer tyres. That's going to be all the action for this race, lap 20 out of 28. I'm going to come home to finish 6th, which is a great result, as Max Verstappen got held up behind us all, where he tried to do a 3-stop I believe, which didn't seem to work out for him. Hamilton finishes on the first place, with Raikkonen second and Bottas third, which is going to put him at the top of the table. It's going to move me up to 5th place in the Drivers' Championship. My teammate is now 12th. And in the Constructors, we are going to be 5th place as well, with 16 points, tied with Force India. Nico Hulkenberg getting 9th place, so 2 points, his first points of the season as he crashed out in the previous race. And we are going to get plenty of resource points for that race as well, meaning that we're going to be able to do another upgrade. We're also going to increase our lead in the rivalry over Hulkenberg, as I got the faster lap than him, I finished higher than him, and we both were penalty free and finished the race, meaning I would get closer to first driver, and my reputation with other teams increased, even though I don't plan on changing teams until we win with the career with Renault. 10,000 more career points there, and we developed the general wear upgrade. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below and subscribe for more. Click the link in the description or on screen now to watch the first episode of the career mode, which is what was the Australian Grand Prix. It was a really exciting race where we fought in the mid-table and get quite a good position. Thanks for watching, my name's been Harry, and goodbye.